another episode of Between Sisters. I am Kaya, one of your hosts, and I am here with my beautiful co-hosts, my sisters. And first in we got Shauna Dawn. Next in we got Evie. Last but certainly not least, we got Keisha. All right, before we go into our topics, we want to make sure you remember to subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up on this video, even though you haven't seen it. All right, so let's talk about Wendy Williams, the queen of the mouth, the radio, and TV. But what else is going on with her?
Yes. For anyone that does not know, one of Kaya's famous lines that she loves to say, and I like to hear her say it is, if you've been under a rock, you did not know that Wendy Williams' last show was June 17th, which was Friday. And there has been mixed reviews on how the show ended. She had 13 seasons, and unfortunately, Wendy has not been there since last July. And they've had multiple people covering for her, and Sherry has been the main person, but ever so often they had different people like Fat Joe and Remy Ma, several different celebrities that came and covered for her. So the last show was Friday, and like I said, there's been mixed reviews. Kevin Hunter, I guess now is it her ex-husband? Yes. Are they officially divorced? He himself said that it was very crappy how they ended the show. He felt they should have had her on the show instead of just ending it like that. He said that was such a monumental show to be just basically thrown in the garbage like that. So I have mixed reviews from Wendy. I feel really bad for her. And that was a great show. Unfortunately, I was not one of her avid watchers. When Wendy was on the radio, that was my girl. Like, I used to love listening to her when I was in the car. Mm-hmm. And I was so elated that she got her own show. And I really feel like she's an icon in the radio and the TV business.
Definitely.
So how do you ladies feel? Do you feel like they should have paid her more homage in her last week, or maybe they felt because she's going to be doing bigger and better things, hopefully, that maybe they felt like this is not really the end of her career, so maybe they didn't have to end it the way they did, or they could have ended it a little better, but there's mixed reviews, like I said.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, was she even able to be a part of that last taping? Like, was she able to sit in a room and taped and full glam to even say a few words?
That's a good question.
She did that on one of the breakdowns that I did. I had spoke about the fact that she had did a interview with Fat Joe. Even if she wasn't there in person, she could have done a remote interview like she was doing mostly throughout COVID, when COVID first started. You know what I'm saying? But I take this situation a little more personally, because I feel like, because she and I both had Graves' disease. You know what I'm saying? That was the start of her autoimmune issues, and that was the start of my autoimmune issues. And I feel like because of the chronic illness that she had, she was now like a throwaway after all that she has invested and given to the culture. Like you said, Wendy Williams is an icon. You know what I'm saying? Even though she is not everybody's favorite person, you can't take away what she has contributed to the culture. And the fact that they saying they throwing her wigs away, throwing the notorious pink chair away, and it's just like, yo, that stuff should at least go to like the Hip Hop Hall of Fame or something like that.
Right.
Or be auctioned off. You know how people
they have want to get stuff,
exactly
stuff.
Oh no!
Wow,
that's
sad
messed up. That's messed
They were
up.
throwing away wigs in the chair.
Yeah, because everything that she had was still there. Because you know the notorious pink chair that she always would like pop in after after she's like, "How you doing?" and then walk over to the chair. They're just throwing her away, and that to me is like the biggest slap in the face because of chronic illness.
Right, like they could have even, not for nothing, if that was the case, they could also wash them wigs and donate it to people that can't have or whatever, lose hair and stuff on the order.
Exactly.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
Wow.
13 seasons on a network, and clearly she has brought a whole bunch of money to that network. I'm saying, because honestly, if you look at it, they had canceled Nick Cannon's show. I don't even know if they should cancel it because you got rid of Wendy. The Real is gone.
Oh yeah.
Who you gonna have? Jerry?
Yeah.
Jerry's a total different demographic. Yeah. You're not gonna have the same people that you had with Wendy. And even though she was not there on this last season, this woman gave her heart and soul to this industry.
Sure did.
And you know, it's funny that you say that because when I was watching this marathon on Friday with all her different excerpts of her show, that line you said she gave her heart to this, show. I thought about it. I said, this is probably why her marriage didn't work. All that time she was spending at work, and because people don't understand that it's more than just the show itself.
Right.
It's coming bright and early in the morning. She was talking about they talk about the hot topics. They figure out what they're going to, they literally are talking about several things in the morning. So it's a whole big, I don't know how she was able to even have a marriage in that realm.
Well, he was right there, but until he wanted to talk about how they messed up the last show. Let's call it. Let's keep it a buck, Nas.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck, Mr. Kevin Hunter. You are the main reason why she ain't there. Because remember, he was her partner. So in those hot topic meetings, he was right there.
You're right.
He was behind the stage when she was coming out doing her skits, and every time she would go back during the commercial or whenever she took a break, he was right there. So he was her pimp because he was pushing all of that while she was there. I don't know if it was bad for their marriage or not, but he clearly was cheating either way. Ooh,
that's scary. Like, for her to be at work with her husband knowing that he's cheating on her, because you can't tell me she didn't know he was cheating on her, because the fact that he was in that other lady's house, there probably were times where he probably would like literally drive up to the house right before the driver took him to work. And she probably was like, well, how was your night? Where were you? I didn't see you all night. You was in the bed. Oh, I was doing some stuff, She
knew he was cheating. She knew all along that he was cheating. And because he was right there. And then he tried to get her into that conservatorship. Remember, he tried to make sure she didn't have no phone. She didn't have access to nothing. And he tried to keep her away in that camp or whatever that was. So, like, Wendy did not have the right people around her. And I'm glad that her and DJ Booth reconnected and they're no longer estranged, because all of the people that she ran over and burnt them bridges, she had to now come back with her tail between her legs and be like, I'm sorry. I need a friend.
Yeah. Well, I hope she's okay. And I wish her all the luck in the world. Rumor has it that she's starting a podcast, so I hope that works out. And I hope
she's gonna have the #1 podcast.
She will.
So
I would
definitely got the money.
I used to get tickled pink when I would go in patients' homes, and there'll be like little 80, 90-year-old Caucasian women and men. Even the men, and they'll be sitting there watching Wendy Williams.
They love Wendy.
Yes. It's part of many households.
You stupid. It just shows you that, no matter what you contribute to a job.
Oh, girl.
No matter what industry you're in, let's make it personal. No matter what you do and how hard you work, the minute that you prove yourself not useful, you will be useless.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure at some point the NAACP Awards or the BET Awards will do some award thing done for her.
Like the Icon Award or something like that.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not saying Mary. It seems like Wendy hasn't been getting her flowers.
Well, because of her,
right? That's what I'm saying. Because
her controversy, she talked about a lot of people.
Everybody.
A lot.
She
talked about a lot of people. So it's sort of like,
it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
I just feel bad because they literally was like, oh, like she was in a hotel and the housekeeper came and been like, oh, she left some stuff here. Let's just throw it in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that I'm just.
That part, because it's a part of
history.
Because she is one of the only women of color to have a successful show that should have been a part of some type of museum.
I agree.
So
yeah,
Wendy, nothing but health and prosperity and success for you in the future. Yes. And I just pray that that you find love with whomever it may be.
Yeah.
Because Nas, we'll talk about that later. But speaking of powerful Black women, let's mosey on down the road to Monique's land. Monique Street is a street that sanitation ain't been coming to pick up. It's just garbage all down the road of the street. You got the recycling bins, you got the garbage, the raccoons is coming and they eating all through your garbage bags. Just your trash is all out there in the street. Talking about none other than Monique. Monique actually came out after a few weeks.
Backlash.
Yeah, the backlash that she received after she went after DL's wife and daughter. So Monique she did a show and she said that she can be a woman enough to say that I'm sorry. And she said, I apologize to DL's wife and daughter for the things that I said. But she said, but to DL, I meant every word of the shit that I said about you.
Oh.
That makes the apology worse.
It's just like, I cannot take her. This is one of those things that I'm just like, nobody is thinking about you. Shut up.
It's just like, she's just.
I'm sorry, I can't take her. I can't.
That's how you be like, okay, girl.
Okay, girl.
Like,
you still here?
Go somewhere and sit down.
Like you look down and you be like, "Oh, you still here?
You still talking?
You still here?"
You know, on Fridays she was just like, okay. That's exactly what I do with me every time.
You forgot your coat. Take your coat on the way out.
It's just so.
And wipe your feet.
I think that Corey Holcomb was onto something. He said she doesn't have jokes. So the only thing she can do now is this, like
create controversy.
Like all the stuff she would like always like speak about, the fat jokes and the skinny
bitches is evil.
Yeah, it's like
it's just like once she always came on stage and I just say I'm like all right, and then like it's just like I can't even get past her screaming. I can't. It's like I don't even know what she's saying afterwards. She just so loud.
My sweet babies. I love you, my sweet babies.
It's so phony.
Well, let's hear what she said after she said, I apologize to DL and his wife. I mean, excuse me, DL's daughter and wife. She meant everything she said to DL. Okay. So the real Monique World, she said, this is based upon DL's own words that you just heard. Real DL Hughley, when I said, how can DL's wife suck the DICK of a coward? This is what I meant. When my husband and I say we have to fight for the little girls coming up behind us, and DL didn't believe his own daughter over a friend because he seemingly likes his friend more than he loved his own daughter and didn't want to be bothered by the inconvenient truth. This highlights why Black women isn't believed when she publicly speaks about her trauma. What does Black women and DL's Black wife have coming? Watch who stands with this man, and you're looking at the same ones who will sit down when our sisters are being attacked. I find it funny that DL will call out Ice Cube, Kanye, Rizza Islam, Angela Stanton, myself, etc., but he won't call out the name of the person that violated his daughter. This is what happens for people who said, I just need to let this go.
If she watched the whole interview, she would have seen that he fixed the situation. He fixed it. He said that was the worst thing I have ever done. It was years ago.
And he and his daughter have worked through it. And have gotten past it.
But she speaks about being a bully, how, she's standing up for us. But she did the same thing. She brought up another woman's trauma.
Yeah. Monique is a bitter Black woman.
It's like, stop it.
I don't like
you ain't hot.
I don't like to say bitter Black. Like I could just say bitter woman, but the reason I say bitter Black woman is because she is the definition of a bitter Black woman. When they say, "Oh, that's a bitter Black woman," they're talking about Monique. And at this point, Monique has put her foot in her mouth so many times to the point where, is there any even hope for her career? Like who's checking for her after this? I don't want to see any of her shows.
Because
her show,
all the shows she does.
Exactly, it's controversy. But I think she's taken a page from the Chris Rock Will Smith thing, and she's realizing, because remember after that, Chris Rock's concert sales went through the roof. Will Smith's book sales went through the roof. So she's just like, oh, I can use this controversy and hopefully I can get this, I can get a book deal, I can get this deal, I can.
Now, I saw something briefly, not to cut you off, Sean, I saw something briefly that she won the lawsuit between.
No,
she dropped the lawsuit. She dropped it.
With Netflix.
Yeah.
She dropped.
Okay. So it was clickbait. I'm glad I didn't click into it because I was clicking into it.
Dropped it.
Wow.
So there's an episode of the Fresh Prince I love. It's the last season, and a clown decides to take the courtroom.
Oh yes.
Dumb hostage, and at the end, Will says, "It's not that people don't want to give you a job. He said, "You suck."
He said, he was like,
You don't.
he said it a few times. He was like, "You suck. You suck."
Wow.
Funny.
Why?
I guess we'll never have Monique on this show after the
I'm just
you asshole.
saying that you know that folks don't want to work with you. It's the system.
Woo.
Maybe at this day and age, you're just not that funny.
You suck.
Well,
I'm sorry.
You suck.
well, on that same
Please
episode of
make
Corey,
t-shirts. Wow, you suck. You suck.
No, I was waiting to talk about this.
that episode,
I can tell.
yeah, I can tell.
Because you're getting on my nerves.
I don't know if anybody out there in TV land can tell, but we can tell.
You're very angry.
On my nerves.
Yeah.
She's a bitter black woman here.
In that same episode,
Clearly, I'm bitter.
David!
in that same episode of Corey Holcomb, he said, because he brought up stuff that I totally forgot, but he said that she won an Oscar for playing the world's worst mom. Like her, if nobody saw Precious,
I did.
I saw Precious a few times, and every time I see it, it boils my blood. Like she was literally, she did a great job of playing the world's worst mother.
She did. She did.
She tried to kill her daughter and her newborn granddaughter by throwing a hatchback TV down a flight of stairs on them. And that's just one thing she did.
So
besides letting her husband or baby father husband have sex with her daughter. But anyway,
she was acting.
Was she?
Well, she did a great job.
She did a great
portraying.
So not only did she win an Oscar for playing the world's worst mother, but she also did The Parkers, where she was basically a court jester. You know, it was Miss Parker. You know what I'm saying? You just like your role was being fat
that show.
Fat and clowny. She was like a clown.
Professor Olga Babe.
Hey, Professor. Hey, Professor.
Talk about my what was the name of that show? The Parkers, right?
Parkers.
Yeah.
The Parkers. But she was like a court jester.
I've never watched one full
episode.
I have.
Watch it. I ain't gonna fry. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I used to watch.
I have. But if you think about it, think of her role there.
You know,
she was
I never thought about it on that level. Yeah, because it was, you know, she was.
Yeah. You know, it was just like a jigaboo.
And she spoke about the queens of comedy, how she was the one that closed. But Boo Boo, you were not the one that we don't think of.
So I will say this. I'm one of those people, like, I'm very, I'm quiet and I'll watch and I'll observe things. So when I saw that show years ago, and they was showing
Queens of Comedy?
Yeah. And when they had the behind the scenes, like they were going into like, I remember one time they was like in an ice cream parlor somewhere. And what I noticed was like the other three were there. It was four of them, right?
It was four of them.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the loudest one. She had to overpower every place she went. With the four of them, it was all about her.
She's just so loud.
And she was just.
But Corey also spoke about the fact that the crowd, the audience wasn't even full. The place wasn't even packed.
Wow. For
the Kings of Comedy tour, the Kings of Comedy tour was wildly successful.
In stadiums.
Wow.
Because I know I recite DL's skit from Kings of Comedy all the time.
Yes, he was funny.
Monique, do better.
Yeah.
Do better, sis.
Yeah.
Because you out here in these streets looking real crazy and reckless.
What's that saying, Yvette? What's that line?
What?
Your slip is showing.
Slip is showing.
Girl, your slip is showing, mama.
Your slip is showing.
I think for me, when she brought up another woman's trauma,
yeah, you don't do
I
that.
was like, I'm
gonna say,
done
how
with
does
you.
your wife suck you?
Done with you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I heard that DL's mother was in the audience that night when she
That
said
night,
that.
yep.
Woo!
Yep.
Damn.
And if DL's mother is anything like DL, I'm sure she had a few choice words.
That's when his mother was supposed to get up on stage like Will Smith did.
Right.
And smack the ish out of her. Keep my son's name out your motherfucking mouth.
Yes.
Why she on stage? The headliner. The headliner. The headliner. The headliner.
Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry. The headliner. The headliner.
But what happened?
Think about
something like that.
The headliner. The headliner.
The contract said the headliner. The contract said the headliner. The contract said the headliner.
But think about it. She doesn't do. She says she's
stupid
fighting for us, but
I want to know who she's fighting for. What?
Me? I'm fine. I ain't need no help.
What community is she fighting for? Like Antoine Fisher said, who will cry for the little boy? Who is she crying for? Because I've never seen her with no non-profit, no programs for the youth. I don't know who she fighting for. Anybody know of any programs that she had spearhead?
I've never seen her like speak out against mass shooting,
police brutality.
Police brutality. Like she never speaks up for
when the girls were kidnapped in Darfur.
Exactly. So it's just like you.
But she speak up for herself though.
The headliner. The headliner. The headliner.
All I keep hearing is the headbanger. The headbanger from DMD. The headbanger.
What?
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You know, I feel like I may be a little saucy.
Right. So let's talk about Saucy.
I headliner.
He was not.
Saucy. You was getting saucy, boo. Your slip was showing, boo.
Uh-oh. Your slip was showing?
Your slip was showing, boo. Your slip was showing. So saucy. Okay, you went on stage with your bunkie and your crop top. And you decided to go and say that gays are the blueprint for everything. Now I could speak because I'm a part of the community.
Okay, so go ahead.
Right on. That's showing enough for right on.
Saucy, okay, boo. Like, no. That was not it. I feel I'm like, how you gonna say that? And you're gonna, women, everybody comes to a gay person. I never came. And I never sought help from just a gay person. I'm sorry. I that's not my go-to person.
Everybody that I go to is on the Zoom. So like I did my hair. Eve does my makeup.
It's like, if you need your hair done, you go to the gays. No, I do it myself.
Right.
You need your face done, you go to the gays. No, I go to myself. I go to my sister. If your baby daddy acting up, you go to no, I go to my brothers.
Hello. So what do you got?
Well, I'm so intrigued by Saucy. I really am. Saucy Santana. What's that song? Let me see you war.
Like he gives me life sometimes.
Oh, is that what? Because I've never heard of him until he got put on blast because of Beyonce.
Yeah, that's him.
No, let me tell y'all, when y'all get a chance, there's an interview he's doing. It's not even an interview, it's like a split screen. Him and Nicki Minaj are FaceTiming each other. So he was like, Nicki, so when we gonna do a duet? When we gonna do a collaboration? Nicki was like, he was like, huh?
And she was like,
yo, at first I thought the screen had froze. She was like,
oh damn, that hurt. Ouch.
But you know, Saucy's
that's like first-hand embarrassment. That's not even again.
You know, Saucy's BFF is Carisha from Ski Girls, Young Miami. So one thing about me, I love entertainment. So one of the things that these girls, including Saucy, they had their moments where they be in the bathroom with their little negligees or whatever, and they be doing these kind of like little skits. Mm-hmm. And with my old behind, I'm in there like looking at the thing like, oh, okay. Because I'm intrigued at the fact that this dude with a beard is tearing up with his makeup. His nails is always like clicking. And he got his BBL done. And he looking, fierce in these streets. But, like you said.
Is he looking fierce in these streets?
Yes, he is. Don't talk about my Saucy like that.
Not for nothing. I'm all for everybody being who they are. And so, I like Saucy, he has me laughing sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm not like, oh, I'm a Saucy fan, but I don't hate him. I'm not like
what I like, what I'm liking about people like Saucy is that no matter what they look like, because they know that people are gonna have their opinions, they have the highest confidence.
I need that confidence.
Yes. Now, if he wants to give a confidence,
I don't feel that it's confidence when you're coming after a child who has done nothing for you. And for those of you who don't know, Saucy Santana a few years back went in on Blue Ivy, calling her nappy-headed and saying that Northwest basically passes her, by leaps and bounds, and told Blue Ivy to have several car seats.
I did not see that.
This is a child.
See that.
This is a child.
Need to stop.
Oh, no.
Did he ever say sorry? Did he ever come back and say
no?
He's not apologizing.
Oh no.
And the Beehive just let it go. And I know the Beehive has a lot of gay people, but since when is it okay to go after people's kids?
Now let me ask you: was that the era where literally, and I love some Beyonce, but there was like an era where there was like a campaign for
it was
yes. People were, and I'll be honest with you, I was on the sidelines looking like when they're gonna do that child's hair, like they don't have a black person that could come over and do that child. So like people that live in like straight gutter hoods was protesting about Blue Ivy's hair.
I remember
it was like a hot mess. It was, you could tell.
I didn't think that Blue Ivy's hair was a mess. I just thought that they were letting it rock naturally.
Right.
No, there was something going on.
Have we been so?
No. As a mother of three, I peeked it out from the sideline, and then
westernized.
And then when people started talking about it, I was like, I thought it was just me. Yeah, it was getting a little.
I don't care who kid it is.
But you're right. He should have kept his mouth shut.
People's kids.
You're absolutely right.
Like Saucy, you are nowhere near Beyonce to be saying
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't even think she would let him like feature on a song.
Oh hell no. And it's crazy because Nicki Minaj and Beyonce are close.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when he was like, when we gonna do a
like, Nicki is loyal. That's one thing
nigga.
She is loyal.
Talking about my girl's baby like that?
Nicki is loyal.
So I think the reason why I feel like, because I always get on my child, my youngest, even my oldest sometimes, because he just be letting his hair look however. But you know, I'd be like, make sure you go in the bathroom, put some oil your scalp, and brush your hair. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody was online talking about my son or my sons, it would be a wrap.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Saucy, sit your ass down.
Because
you out here looking crazy and you only got your little small few that's like, yeah, Saucy, but you got to do that to get notoriety?
Yeah. But I just think that he has to be, and again, be you, be confident, be you. But to say that the gays are the blueprint, it's just like you came from a woman.
And he's treading on dangerous territory. That's the dangerous territory.
From a woman. So I would just think that your mom is the blueprint because you came out of her.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if Carisha's team sat her down and said, listen, you're going to higher levels now, and you got to kind of like remove some people out of your
I don't even think it was her team. I think it was Diddy himself. Listen, Carisha. You're not going to consort with such people anymore.
Yes.
What you said? Okay.
Your slip is showing.
Your slip is showing, boo-boo. All right. So, what are the takeaways from this discussion, ladies?
I don't know if I got any takeaways. Sometimes it's just best to shut up. Sometimes it's just best to mind your business. You don't have to comment on everything.
Yeah. And also to the takeaway for me with Wendy is when we have to start giving people their flowers.
Yes, while they're here.
And start paying people homage and whoever, I don't care what color they are, if they're doing the right thing, let them know and don't throw them away. Not throw them away.
Everybody has value, and chronic illness does not stop you.
Yes.
You can still keep moving. You can pivot, and you can redirect to the next chapter. So I know Wendy. She's she a New Jerseyan. She going bounce back.
She a fighter.
Most definitely.
I would say if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
I agree.
I concur. Unless you are the headliner.
But when was the last time she was the headliner? When was the last time?
Yo, wow. Wow, that's good.
Yeah. So until next time, thank you for watching Between Sisters. And don't forget, again, to subscribe and hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the headliner, during this conversation. All right. To my sisters, Keisha Keish, Evie E, and Shauna Dawn, I am Kaya. Good night. Don't forget to stop by themelaninmovement.com and get your show merchandise today.